Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Luscious Game Chick, and today I'm going to be doing a little something different. Today I want to do a review on the new Netflix series Luke Cage. And of course someone texts me right as I'm doing that. Just a second. So, we all know that recently Netflix released a Luke Cage series on the back of Jessica Jones and Daredevil, which I was so excited about. I actually have yet to watch Jessica Jones, even though I keep meaning to. But I hopped on Luke Cage the second I had time to. I didn't have time to as soon as it came out, which is why I'm so late with this review. I want to say that, to me, this show is almost perfect. I don't really have a lot of complaints. It's amazing. The casting for Luke himself is great. The villains are wonderful. My husband and I were talking recently about how the DCU has been taking their characters, and what we like about DCU right now is they're taking their characters and they're putting them into what they would be if they existed in real life. That is what I feel like the Marvel Netflix series have been doing with their characters now, versus the MCU, which is still kind of comic booky. That's how we feel. I love this Luke Cage. It takes what a bulletproof black man would be in a Harlem, New York, and makes it real. If I were to pick things I didn't like about the show, I'd have to nitpick super hard. So, just as a little thing to say that there's some negatives about this show, I'm going to give some negatives. They're going to be really nitpicky. So know that I'm not saying, oh, it's terrible, horrible. These are just little things that don't really bother me much, but things that, like, when I first saw it, I was just like, meh, or okay, I guess. Number one, Misty. I love Misty Knight. Her and Storm are two of my favorite Marvel characters. When I first saw the casting for Misty, I was put off by her hair. Yes, her hair. Ooh, big deal, right? Hair. As you see, Misty's hair is usually a bit thicker, a bit coarser, and I always loved it because I can relate to that hair. That's what my hair looks like. It's beautiful. She's beautiful. So it's not all curly and wavy like they portrayed in the show. It doesn't really bother me that much. It was just something that when I first noticed it, I was a little upset. But other than that, I don't care. Not really. Moving on, next would be her and Luke's relationship. They had a short relationship in the comics, but it was really short-lived, and it came after her and Iron Fist first got together. Iron Fist, who, by the way, she actually had a baby with, eventually. Not had a baby with, sorry. They thought they got pregnant. They never had a baby. That was after her and Luke Cage had hooked up. I'm getting into too much complicated area right here. This has nothing to do with the show itself. Moving on. Luke Cage is actually originally from Harlem, New York. I don't know why they changed it to Savannah, Georgia. That's just a weird change, but it doesn't really do much to change the show itself. The last few episodes kind of started to get a little lackadaisical, but the show was so awesome, I can understand, and plus they have to work on season 2 coming out soon. Can't really think of too much else to complain about as far as it's concerned. I enjoyed the show. Maybe I need to go back and watch it again without rose-colored glasses. Maybe. I'll probably still love it. I don't care. Somebody once said this show is like a really good hip-hop album. That's a really great way to describe it. I don't remember who said that. I read it somewhere. It was luckily a spoiler-free review because I hadn't seen it yet. I loved how vulnerable they make him seem despite being bulletproof. It's great to see that he's a strong man. He's bulletproof, so he's strong, but yet still vulnerable. Misty was a really good character. Cottonmouth. He's not that far removed from Remy from House of Cards, which I have seen. I have seen that show. That is an amazing show. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you see it. We're talking about Luke Cage right now, though. He's not that far removed from Remy, so it's not that different for him. So I guess it's a lot easier to do for the transition because I'm so used to him as Remy. Like, that's what I've been seeing him as for years now. But the relationship between the two, him and his cousin, is interesting, and where that ends up spiraling to caught me off guard because I didn't think it would go there. I'm trying to put as few spoilers in this as possible, just in case. I might do a review with spoilers later. I don't know yet. And I'm doing a lot of This is my first time ever doing a review. I wanted to do one for Suicide Squad, but I decided not to. But yeah, I agree with the hip hop flow, and I love whenever the soundtrack for this show comes out, I want it. I'm a big hip hop head. I love old school, all that style, all of it. But it's kind of like you get the introduction into the show and the opening, and it's like the opening track on a hip hop album, and then it goes into that first song where you're just kind of grooving with it and you just keep going along, and then you get a few bumps and a few songs you may not be as happy about. You don't like them as much as the other songs, but they're still straight, and then you get into that and you get into it and you keep going. And you're bumping along trying to get through the ones you don't like so you can get back to stuff you like. It only lasts a little while, but that little while feels like forever. And then you get back in the groove, you get to those last few songs, and then it's over and you're sad. Even if you didn't like the last song. Even if the last song seemed to drag out, even if the last song seemed mediocre and compared to the rest of the stuff, you're sad now because now you have to wait for that next album, which in this case would be the next season to come out. So I can't wait for next season. I might come out with a spoiler review later. I don't know. I feel like this one was bad. I don't feel like I did a good job on this video at all. So thank you for sitting through it if you made it this far. But that's all I have to say about that right now. I love this show. I need to now go back and watch Jessica Jones. I already know he was in the show, of course. I already know what happened at the end of the show with him in Hell's Kitchen and everything, so I know why he's on the run at the beginning of the movie. It's not news to me. But I'm going to go back and watch that. So, that's all I have for today, guys. That was my video on Let's Just Game Check. And I hope you'll stick around with me. I have gaming videos galore, GTA. I just started Uncharted 4 not too long ago, and we'll be posting those videos periodically as time goes on. And I also have a treat coming up. I will be playing XCOM 2. I'm ready to cry now. I'm ready to cry. So I hope you liked it, and I hope that you liked this show because I did, and I will probably be doing a review on season 2. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.